Make sure to check out my Patreon for exclusive videos never before seen on YouTube. And don't forget to also check out the memberships on my channel page to join and gain access to perks and see videos early. Make sure to click the subscribe button and hit the bell and be notified of new videos. All the support goes to the production of the channel for better content. Now let's get into the video. Bardock was barely hanging on to life after barely surviving Dodoria's attack. He was healed up enough as he had future visions of Frieza and what was to come. As he tried to warn the other Saiyans, who they just laughed at him, he had to do this alone. He found his son, and he was actually thankful as he blasted the scientist away. Since the scientists thought of him as a failure, they cannot sense his battle power. It would short-circuit their items, as Bardock with the help of Gine would carry the ship of the infant, sending him to Earth. As Bardock would fly off, he charged his final attack as he had another flash of the future. If it was him seeing his son, who was battle damaged, on a destroying planet. His hair was a fiery, glowing bluish color as he overpowered Frieza, making him laugh. His son was a Super Saiyan. He would then yell out his name as he was destroyed alongside the planet. Goku was found by Grandpa Gohan, who took the boy in as his own, calling him Goku. Now one day, while carrying Goku, he fell off and hit his head. Grandpa Gohan would rush down, but he found out that the boy was surprisingly okay. He only had a little bruise. The boy was very harsh and wild. It took years, but he did calm down a little bit. He was very loving on the inside, but he was very tedious and loving to play and fight things. The physical strength of the boy was amazing. He was able to carry huge boulders with ease. Gohan focused on training his mind more than anything, as the boy was hot-headed and very eager to fight, but over time he did calm down a little bit. During the full moon, he did transform into a great ape and nearly killed his grandfather. Now seeing his father nearly killed with the wounds that he had, it made him grow control over this form. He reverted back and with his grandfather for the next days as he passed on due to the injuries he sustained from fighting Goku. Goku felt terrible, blaming himself for what he did. He will honor his grandfather's name and learn to control that weird monkey form that he had and grow as strong as he can to help people and of course to fight strong people as well. He would help around villages, beating any bear bandits and foe within his way, as his amazing strength was incredible. As one day he would meet Bulma. Their meeting would go pretty similar and he would agree to join and help her, as they would be pretty funny together. Since Goku, instead of being innocent and lighthearted, he is a bit more snappy and a bit more sarcastic and very prideful, a little bit more like a watered down version of Vegeta, but he is polite. Once helping the turtle, they would meet Roshi, as Goku can tell this old man was just strong. He can feel it. He challenges Roshi to a fight right then and there to fight him, which Roshi sees the young man is hungry for fighting, so he accepts. Goku got into a stance as he attacked Roshi, who blocked his attacks easily, making Goku grow in anger. He couldn't land a single hit on him. As Roshi appeared behind him, he would bonk his head with his staff, telling him that he's pretty slow. But he's pretty eager, isn't he? Goku would growl and he began powering up. Roshi was surprised. As he got faster, he must have learned to control and conceal his power level, as Goku's power level was well over 60. Roshi hasn't trained in a long time, growing out of shape, also staring at girls in magazines, but he still had it though. As the end, he formed in his palm and he hit the boy's chest using a ki blast. It made Goku fall to the ground, as he damaged him pretty bad. Roshi notes he didn't use that much energy, but it seems like it takes a bad effect on him. And it seems like energy damage attacks do more on him, more than physical melee attacks. But he was impressed either way, and he would then often train the boy later down the line, but Roshi had things to do. He would then leave as Goku was irritated that he lost. As Bulma would then bring him along to find the other Dragon Balls, things go similar, as he would still defeat Oolong and he would still lose to Yamcha due to him being very hungry. Like before, Roshi would still destroy the Frying Pan Mountain. And during their lockup under Pilaf, Goku, once when he turns into a great ape, he would destroy a way out, but he was actually in control of the form. And Oolong would still make his wish as well. Now Goku here is a bit more brutal. He doesn't really take a lot of mercy on enemies, and he does kill them, but if they're too weak to really bother him, he might let them go. And you're wondering, well, why didn't he kill Yamcha? He didn't kill Yamcha because Yamcha was pretty strong in his mind, and realistically he lost, and they couldn't find Yamcha afterwards, so Goku was just more irritated. So Yamcha's staying out of the way. And he does like Bulma, as Bulma's basically his only other friend, so he does listen to her a little bit. He's not as cold-hearted like Vegeta is, but he is willing to kill anybody in his way if that does mean stopping his goals. So he's no joke. He's a bit more serious than Goku is. But now he has more motivation than ever to grow stronger. And he wasn't very friendly, and he was very fiery. He did hear of the World Tournament, and he joined in and decided to fight more and more. Now, before we would jump into the tournament, he was training under Roshi. Now, once when Roshi did destroy the Frying Pan Mountain, he would have time to train Goku. And this is when Goku and meeting Krillin would then train together with Roshi. But he has already quickly surpassed Krillin, and pretty much he was excited to join this tournament. But before they would, the night before, he sat out at night by the rock looking at the ocean as it would splash near the shore. Roshi was sitting next to him. Goku explained he doesn't remember much about his parents, but his parents were proud Saiyans. He found a spaceship a few years ago, and he learned a lot of the Saiyan world. But unfortunately it's broken and he can't leave to go find them. And his dad was a proud Saiyan, and strong. His mother was very nurturing and gentle, and very kind. And he remembers them telling him before he was flown off to stay alive. Roshi tells him that he understands. He has much potential. And under all that, young and know-it-all attitude, I don't care tone, he does have a good heart. And he helps people. Roshi laughed, telling him he was the same as his age, young, dumb, always wanted to fight and be right, and be loud of course. But when he grows up, he'll become the strongest in the world, maybe even the strongest in the stars. Goku smiled a little, thinking of the stars, so many strong people, and a goal for him to reach. As during the tournament, he easily defeats the foes. Once fighting Master Roshi, he would use his buff form as Goku was overpowering him. Goku using his full strength has a power level of 220, which physically he was overpowering Roshi easily. Roshi would then fire a Kamehameha wave, hitting Goku, who was able to block it, but it still damaged him badly. And Goku here is more susceptible to ki attacks than melee. Melee attacks don't really hurt him as Goku's more durable and stronger, but ki attacks are his weakness. But Goku has grown much stronger since then. He's able to negate a little bit of it, so it didn't knock him out, but it did weaken him a lot. As Roshi, right before he would attack him, Roshi would begin losing his buff form as he used all of his energy in that attack. Goku would then spit some blood, and he doesn't give a damn, as he tells Roshi that he gassed himself out from that blast. That attack burnt him out, as the attacks just got him pumped up. As Goku had a crazy Saiyan-like smirk, he would charge a black aura around his body. He bulked almost an inch or so of size. As he would then push himself past his limit, he would then put everything into his body and use a powerful attack, ramming right into Roshi full force using his head, hitting Roshi off the stage as he won. Now, Goku would still eat over 50 to 60 full course meals, spending all the money, he doesn't really care about it. Now, during the Red Ribbon Army saga, he would have easily handled any threat in his way, defeating the Muscle Tower, stopping Colonial Silver, General Blue, and, of course, Mercenary Tao. Goku would overpower him as he would not need to use the Ultra Divine Water, as if he did take it, he would die. Since we know that you need to be truly pure of heart to take it, Goku's not fully pure of heart. He is a good soul, but he's done some pretty bad stuff, killing people in his way if he needs to, so he's not the nicest guy, but he's pretty decent. But he would still make his way all the way up to Korn's Tower. Now, Goku would have killed Mercenary Tao, by the way. He would not have spared him, or Mercenary Tao would have killed himself. No, he would have killed him. So there's no, mechanical Mercenary Tao, robot Tao. There is none of that. So Tien does not have his match against him, unfortunately, where he gets this crazy star. That does not happen. But he would still go up to Korn's Tower, and he would begin his training. And now, remember, he does not take the water, as he was tainted a little bit, so his heart would basically implode. And he would not survive. Now, during the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament, his fight with Tien pans out a little different. With Goku defeating him this time around, with Goku being so much stronger and faster, Tien unfortunately has no chance against that version of Goku. Now, during the Piccolo arc, Goku would overpower the old Namekian, as he wouldn't be able to use the Dragon Balls in time, and they would still use it to wish Krillin back. As, remember, with Demon King Piccolo, he was older, so he wasn't able to really fight Goku head-on. Considering the fact of how strong Goku was physically, yeah, unfortunately Demon King Piccolo would have been defeated. And Goku's not holding back, he's fighting to kill him. So, Goku here would have punched a hole right through his stomach. This would give Demon King Piccolo at least 1 second, while Goku was basically berating him, to spit out an egg. Goku doesn't know where it went, but it was too late as he exploded, blowing Goku back, as Demon King Piccolo would still live on through his reincarnation. Goku would be greeted by Kami after defeating him, and he would begin training Goku for the next 3 years. Now, with Kami and Popo's help, they teach Goku to handle ki attacks much better, and to try and turn a weakness into a strength. And this did also calm down Goku a lot more, made him a lot more calm and sharp, but Goku's still a Saiyan at heart. It's not going to change how he acts. Now, during the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, he would actually be greeted by Chi-Chi, who in this timeline, Goku never promised to marry her, but she did have a big crush on him, and she did try and warm up to him, but once when she asked if Goku would be with her and maybe marry her in the future, Goku would flat out state he's not interested in. And as it would break her heart, she would cry and run off to Yamcha. Yamcha was the closest one near, as him and Bulma had been fighting a lot, so they're taking a long break. As Bulma did have a crush on Goku, but he doesn't really seem interested, only in fighting. As Goku would then brush all that off, he doesn't have time for all that, he would then fight Tien. Not taking his weights off, he mocks him, as he would easily defeat him. Unfortunately, after defeating his copying techniques, aka all 4 Tien was knocked to back himself, he would tell him that no human trick is going to work on a Saiyan, or are you just too weak? Making Tien angry, he charged as Goku jumped over and kicked him into the back, sending him out of the ring. He doesn't have time for second fiddles. He wants to fight the Namekian again. He would glare at Piccolo Jr., who glares back, as when they fight, Piccolo Jr. removes his cape and his hat, being serious, as Goku smirked and waved his hand to come at him. They would then clash. As he dodged his attacks, Piccolo growled in anger, as he cannot dodge this one. He held his arms out, screaming, making a huge ki explosion around him, destroying most of the ring. As the others watched, Goku was there smirking. He spit a little bit of blood out, as that was all he had. His weighted clothing was torn, as he took off his top shirt, wristbands, and boots, as they slashed into the ground, being over a ton in weight total, shocking Piccolo, which is a lot more than Goku had in original weight. He had around 250 kilos, this version of Goku has nearly 1,000, that's a lot of weight. So Goku here has been fighting with that on the entire time. Goku would then crack his neck, as he knows he can't kill Piccolo, or else Kami will die and then lose the Dragon Balls, but he can kick his ass badly, make the Namekian think twice before taking this planet. As he would then charge in gut-punching Piccolo, he would put his hands together charging a Kamehameha. He throws it down at Piccolo, making a huge crater, as Piccolo is down there, defeated. Goku would then win, as afterwards, he would then go off on his own. As Piccolo, he would then spare him, and even Kami would try to kill him, Goku would still spare him anyway, telling him that you know that if Piccolo dies, you will die too, and I'm not letting that happen. As there's more that Kami can teach Goku. Kami even offers Goku to become the Guardian of Earth, which Goku declined. He's not interested in that. As he would then go off on his own, and he might train off and on with Kami, seeing how he is on the lookout, fighting around the planet. Now, during that year, he finds his ship again, as it's been a long time since he's been there, and he wants to explore the universe, maybe find more Saiyans. He doesn't know, as he doesn't really know about them. He knows that a lot of them were destroyed, is what he gathered from intel from his ship, but he doesn't really know much more than that. There could be some alive maybe, or maybe his parents are alive. He doesn't know. So he wants to go find out, but the main thing, he wants to fight some stronger people. As Goku by this point would then bring the ship to Bulma, and he tells Bulma to fix it, as she does for him, making the better ship for him, as this would take a few months. Now during that time, Goku would stay with Bulma at her place, and the two would actually get closer. And afterwards, Goku would then leave Bulma and go search for the stars for a challenge. Now, during his travels, he would actually find Jacko, the patrolman of the Galactic Patrol. After Goku temporarily joins the Galactic Patrol, he would actually help Jacko in stopping villains. Now, during their travel, they stopped by small groups of Frieza's men and some bandits here and there, as Jacko has a big one. It's an alien parasite named Grill, as they arrive finding the strange purple sludge alien, as Jacko and Goku fight it, as unfortunately it will try to absorb Goku, who would dodge it just in time. Jacko would then kick the alien, but it would absorb him and take his power. People seem to forget that Jacko was actually very strong. having a power level of at least 500 to well over 1,000 plus, because he was able to fight the Frieza soldiers. So Jacko was actually pretty tough. He's no joke, especially in the early Dragon Ball arcs and early DBZ. Jacko can hold his own. Now, after absorbing Jacko's power, Goku was able to dodge the attack so he wasn't absorbed too. Now, Jacko states that he begins fading away as Goku needs to defeat it. Now, this sludge was very strong, but unfortunately, any damage that he throws at it, it just heals instantly. It's almost immortal. Grill would then slam Goku into a wall and use a massive ki attack, hitting Goku into a mountainside, overpowering him, as any damage doesn't work. Jacko would then accidentally step on a strange item, which would then make him mortal again, similar to how Super was, as Grill in anger and fear would jump as the rock was blasted off, Goku screaming, charging his aura in anger. He flew in, breaking his face half off. As he threw the goo into the air, he fired a massive Kamehameha, killing Grill, freeing Jacko, as afterwards, Goku would then head home for now. Jacko offered him to join the Galactic Patrol full time. He has the strength for it. Goku would instantly decline, saying that he wanted to try and find his parents. Jacko would then tell him that he's earned the right to know and state that pretty much all the Saiyans have been wiped out. There are no more, as unfortunately Frieza destroyed them many years ago. This Frieza guy did interest Goku, as he knows about him from Saiyan data files, but he doesn't know where Frieza is, and Jacko states, even if I did know, I wouldn't tell you. Frieza would kill you with the flick of his finger. But unfortunately, we don't know where Frieza is, and we're too afraid to go mess with him because he's too strong. He would overpower all of us. So no, unfortunately, I cannot tell you where Frieza is. I don't even know either. That's above my pay grade. Goku was disappointed, but he would then leave, heading back home. As it's been years, and once when he arrived home, he would then go to Master Roshi's house, as Bulma and the others were all there. Now, Bulma would then hit Goku over the head repeatedly, as she was really pissed off as how he was gone for 4+ years, as he's missed a lot. Goku wonders what he's talking about, as Krillin tells him, listen buddy, you really missed out on a lot. Congratulations. Goku doesn't know what he's talking about, as behind Bulma was a boy, who was really shy at first, but he would then run up to him, and it was his son. Bulma named him Trunks. Goku was absolutely flabbergasted and shocked. He had a kid? He didn't know this. Trunks was really excited to meet his dad. He heard a lot of cool stuff about him, saying that he was the strongest guy on the whole planet, and that he was in the universe fighting aliens. He wished he could have joined, as Trunks is pretty much going to be the same attitude-wise as he was in Dragon Ball Z. He's very cocky, and he's, you know, pretty much just a rambunctious little kid. He's kind of like the opposite of Gohan. But before Goku could really enjoy this moment, it was a pretty special moment to him. He did feel that power again. He felt it before passed by, but he didn't really know what it was, but then it disappeared. But then he feels it full force again. And this was Raditz. Raditz would then arrive on the island, as Goku knew, and he was mainly surprised. He seems familiar-ish, but he doesn't remember. It was Raditz. As Raditz would then still have the same moment to where he would still tell about his brother, about how blah blah about the Saiyans. He wasn't really as irritated because Goku still had his tail, but he was mainly mad that the planet was not pirated. But Goku would then tell him to get off his planet. As then, right before Raditz could even do anything, Goku's not wasting time with him. And Raditz would state, I'm going to give you one chance to kill 100 people and bring them here, or else. Raditz was then surprised as Goku punched him mid-sentence off into the air. Goku then flew off as the other Z fighters followed, mainly Piccolo to see what's happening. Goku was actually able to fight Raditz evenly in battle. Piccolo would then land helping him, which Goku didn't want any help, but Piccolo states you can't fight him head on forever. He's still a little bit stronger than you, but he has a plan. He will use his special beam cannon and kill him. Goku nodded and he will distract Raditz. As Piccolo charged the beam, Raditz would just step out of the way, but before he could dodge the attack fully, Goku would then slow in time. He made a choice. Goku would then charge in, grabbing Raditz from behind, and the beam would then hit both of them just in the nick of time, blowing through both of them and killing them. Piccolo scoffed at Goku's dead body. He walked over to Raditz, who warned of 2 more Saiyans even stronger than he is, making his way. Now, this makes Piccolo stop his world domination plans, as he sees the boy, who definitely was a Saiyan as well. He would grab Trunks by the tail, which Trunks would then fall over, as he's not used to training his tail yet. As, like his original self, the self-cocky kid, prideful, Piccolo then tells Bulma that he's taking the boy to go train, and that she can try and stop him, but he'll just destroy her. He doesn't care. And he recommends that they'll use the Dragon Balls in future time to wish Goku back to life, whenever they can, but it'll take a while. Bulma was really angry about it, but she couldn't stop him. And then, fortunately, Goku would then pass on, as he would then meet King Yemma, but we'll get to that in a minute. As over the year of training, Trunks did amazingly well. Piccolo was surprised, and he has amazing potential and a lot of drive. He isn't a whiny crybaby. He's really serious, and he's very cocky. That does annoy Piccolo, but Piccolo does enjoy him as a friend almost. His only friend. He grows fast in power. As Goku, on the other hand, would then meet King Yemma, who would let Goku in. As Goku has done good deeds defeating Raditz, he will admit that, and stopping Demon King Piccolo. Goku would then run down Snake Way a lot faster to meet King Kai. Now, once arriving, he was already adapted to the gravity pretty well. And once meeting King Kai and saying a joke, which was pretty hard for him to do, he would then agree to train him, teaching more about the Saiyan's history, and he was surprised that Goku was used to his gravity, as Goku explained that during the 4-year journey in space, he was on planets with nearly 10 times gravity, so he grew used to it. Now during that time, he would then learn how to use the Spirit Bomb and Kaioken. With his body more adapted, he does have much more time to train Kaioken, learning to use it much better, and it did take him a little bit more time to learn about the Spirit Bomb, because Goku is not fully pure-hearted, but he is good enough, and he would learn to use the Spirit Bomb much more faster, charging it at a much faster rate, instead of taking about 5 years, so it wouldn't have taken as long originally. Now going back down, Trunks was ready to go with Piccolo, as all the other Z fighters would have arrived after training at Kami's for over a year. Now, once when the Saiyans arrive, some of them were killed unfortunately, mainly Tien, Yamcha, and Chaozu. Because of the Cybermen and Nappa, this is when Piccolo would actually survive, as Trunks was actually able to dodge the attack that Nappa threw at them. Now Piccolo still fighting Nappa, he was still gravely injured, and Trunks was in the back as he was extremely angry. As his power level would then spike, he would actually fight Nappa nearly on equal footing, and before he would unfortunately losing the anger, as Vegeta was impressed by this. But before he could do anything, a blaster hit Vegeta's face as he turns to see Bulma, who would then tell Nappa to get the hell away from her son, as before Nappa could do anything, and he would then punch in Bulma's direction, she was gone. Goku was there. As Goku was then holding Bulma and Trunks, he would then set them both down, as Trunks was really happy to see his dad. Goku just told him to tell the boy to get the hell out of here with his mother, and he'll handle these two. Nappa laughs, as Vegeta states, so this is Kakarot, finally. As Nappa states that finally he showed up, it was getting boring, as before he could finish his sentence, Goku appeared gut-punching him, sending him through a rock pillar. As it falls over him, Vegeta was in shock. His speed was impressive. His power level spiked that much, but how's that possible? It's only at 500. As Nappa got up, he was pissed off. That punch really hurt. Goku would then smirk, telling him he talks way too much. But he hurt his friends, so he will pay. Saiyan or not, he doesn't care about who they are. Vegeta stops both, saying he offers Goku one chance to join them, to live like a king. Goku smirks, stating he was quite funny, as he knows him, Prince Vegeta, as he learned from bandits and more. He was a laughingstock among the universe, being under Frieza's boot, or whatever that guy's name is, making Vegeta really pissed off, saying, "What?" As Nappa will have his prince being basically made fun of, he would then charge in, telling him to shut up your insolent low class. He would then dodge the attack, as Goku was not going to be bound by some royal stupid stuff. He would then disappear, appearing right behind in a burst of power, hitting Nappa right in the air, and then ramming right behind him, breaking his back, as he caught Nappa, throwing him in front of Vegeta. Nappa would then ask Vegeta for help, as before Vegeta could even do anything, Goku would then appear right in front of them, grabbing Nappa and say, "Let me do that for you." He would then throw Nappa into the air, blasting a ki blast, destroying Nappa. As Vegeta was pretty surprised, though Kakarot's definitely a Saiyan after all. Vegeta then smirk and point to a spot they can get to fight. They would then get into their stances and begin their match. Goku was amazed that Vegeta was pretty strong, but he lacked martial arts. Goku blocked his punches, same with Vegeta. But he would then kick the Saiyan in the stomach. Vegeta coughed in pain. As he jumped back, he then powers up to full strength, hitting Goku, as he charged up a Gallic gun, hitting Goku head on. As Goku got out of the rubble, it stung pretty good, but he isn't done yet. He would then remove his shirt and wristbands, with a lot of struggle. Vegeta was confused, as in the distance and in her plane, the other Z fighters were floating and watching. Goku would then toss the weighted clothes as it smashed, sinking into the ground. As Goku states, he trained under King Kai with weighted clothing. Each weight was over 2.5 tons. Vegeta was shocked to hear this. Does that mean to say that he's been fighting with 10 tons this whole time? As Goku would then spin around, being as light as a feather, he would then smile, but then he gets serious. Not being lighthearted anymore, he admits to Vegeta that his key attacks are really strong, but his punches barely even bruise him. And now that he's up to full speed, there's no way that he can defeat him. He would then fly in, being far too fast, hitting Vegeta hard with the combo. As Vegeta was being way overpowered, and Goku's even stronger than before, he has no other option. He thinks about using the Grade 8 form, though he hates using it, but he remembers that Kakarot has the tail too, damn it. But Kakarot might not be able to control himself. If Vegeta can turn into a Great Ape, he might be able to cut off his tail, or using his Supreme Intellect in the Grade 8 form, he can outsmart him. That's the only other option that he has. He doesn't know, but it's only rare, as only Vegeta's kind was able to use it. It doesn't matter. As he bet, since Earth isn't destroyed, Kakarot never really used it. But it's a hit or miss. He would then form a fake moon. Vegeta and Goku then both transform. As Vegeta sees Goku glare at him, Goku then speaks that he learned to control this form years ago. Vegeta was shocked, as Goku would then charge him with a combo of attacks on Vegeta. Both in Great Ape, he got hit in the face by Vegeta, as Goku would then spin around using the momentum from that hit, grabbing a rock mid-spin, hitting his face again. He would then put two hands together and hit Vegeta into a rock wall as it would collapse. Goku would then aim a mouth beam, destroying the fake moon. They would then revert back to normal. Goku would then look down, seeing his torn G pants and boots. He was really thankful that King Kai made a custom G that can stretch, or else he would be having wardrobe issues for sure. As Vegeta had his scouter near, as he puts it on, trying to figure out, how is this buffoon so strong? He's a monster. Goku would begin powering up, as he tells Vegeta that he earned it. Goku wants to know what his power level even is. As Goku began powering up to full strength to end Vegeta, his aura would then burst into a red. Not using Kaioken, the sky would begin darkening. As his scouter shoots up past 40,000, it exploded. As Goku reverts back to normal, he charged a Ki Blast in front of Vegeta. Now Vegeta was staring in fear, almost begging him with his eyes to not kill him. Goku was glaring at him. Before he would kill him, a flashback of memory would hit him, as he remembers his grandpa telling him that he's more than a monster. He's more than that. Goku then growled, putting his hand down, showing mercy, as he would then kick Vegeta to the space pod, telling him to crawl off into some planet rock. He doesn't really care, and it never return. Vegeta would then leave, getting the message. He would fear Goku. As he would then fly off, Goku would then head home with his family. It was a little awkward at first, but Bulma forgives Goku, as Goku wasn't really dad material or dad ready, but he does try his best, and he does get along with his son very well, growing into the dad role pretty good. As he does train with his son, Bulma created the gravity room for them as they train together a lot. His son is just like him, as the two train together, as off in space, Vegeta vows revenge against Kakarot. Now during his rebel against Frieza, he barely escapes their wrath, as he was actually able to defeat a handful of the Ginyu Force. He was able to defeat Guldo, Recoome, and Jace, and even Birder, but Captain Ginyu was far too strong, but he was able to get some good licks in on him, but unfortunately, Ginyu was too strong, and he defeated Vegeta, and he escaped barely with his life. But he has an idea. He escaped to Earth, and with him able to use Kakarot, they might be able to survive this. As during that time, Jakka was actually on his way to Earth as well, to tell him about how Frieza is heading this direction, and he's worried that Earth might be pirated, and maybe Goku's gotten strong, maybe he could try and help him, maybe, he doesn't know. He's going to warn Goku since he sees Goku as an ally. As Goku looks out in the sky, seeing space pods landing, he would then fly off, first seeing Vegeta, who holds his hand up. As he isn't there to battle him, he has bad news. Remembering from part 1, Vegeta has just rebelled against Frieza, and he was able to take out the majority of the Ginyu Force except Captain Ginyu. Now with Vegeta on the run, he finally lands on planet Earth and meets Goku. Now Goku was not happy to see him, as he told him what would happen. If he stepped foot on his planet again, he would destroy him. But Vegeta does something out of character. He puts his hand up and he doesn't want to fight. He says, "Hear me out for just a few moments, and if you don't like what I have to say, then kill me if you want, but you can try." Goku decides to listen to Vegeta as he explains what's been happening. Goku explains, "So you brought Frieza all the way here." Vegeta states it wouldn't have mattered, as since Frieza was on his way over here, and Frieza was looking on destroying this part of the galaxy anyway, or selling the planets for sale. So either way, it wouldn't have mattered. But he's lucky that he came here in time, because Frieza's men will be soon arriving shortly. Goku didn't really have time to deal with Vegeta, but Vegeta's pretty strong, he can tell. He's gotten a lot stronger in that time, but he's going to have to basically do on his own for now. As Goku just tells him, "Fine, but just make sure to stay out of my way." As then the other Z Fighters would arrive, even Piccolo as well, same with his son Trunks, who's been training with his father a lot, under the new gravity machine, and he has grown much stronger. Now Frieza in this timeline never went to planet Namek, because he never heard about the Dragon Balls before, so he's not looking for immortality. He's just hunting down Vegeta, who destroyed most of his Ginyu Force. That makes Frieza want to step in. So this is why Frieza is making it personal and going after Vegeta himself to end the Saiyan race, because Frieza believes that Vegeta is the last Saiyan remaining, but he doesn't know that Kakarot is still alive, and of course his son Trunks. Now we do know of Broly and Paragus, but they're on planet Vampa on the other side of the universe, so they're hidden away, but no one knows about this just yet. Now once when Frieza's men do arrive, they are the newly formed Ginyu Force 2.0, or I guess you could say the new Ginyu Force members, as Captain Ginyu does try to get them to do their dance and to get into their poses, but they fail miserably. He's really angry the fact that he has to retrain them. Their forms are terrible. He misses his old group who knew what to do, step by step. And he'll make sure that Vegeta will pay for this. Now once when he sees Goku and Vegeta, he would then smirk and say there's another Saiyan. Oh, this is really interesting. He would then tell Frieza this, as remember Frieza's listening in through the scouter. Now, Goku looks at Vegeta, and Vegeta tells him that if they team up, they might be able to take him down, but he's incredibly powerful. Goku would then state, "Let me fight first. Since clearly you're too weak to fight him, Vegeta, let me at least try fighting him by myself." Now, Vegeta knows how Saiyans work. They like fighting one-on-one. Even Vegeta hates the fact of fighting 2v1, but Captain Ginyu's strong. But Vegeta does not know that Kakarot's been doing a lot of gravity training. As Vegeta looks over to see his spawn, his son, Trunks would then look at him and smirk, saying that my dad's got this, he's gonna beat him up, you'll see. And Vegeta thinks this brat is pretty cocky. Captain Ginyu's one of the most powerful beings, second under Frieza. Goku would then walk right up to Captain Ginyu and challenge him to a fight right then and there. The two would trade blows back and forth, as Captain Ginyu tries using a combo on Goku, but Goku was actually able to keep up and block the attacks. Captain Ginyu would then tap his scouter and see that he has a power level of over 100,000. This shocked Vegeta, as he did not think that Kakarot got that strong in such a short time. Now Vegeta by this point is in the realm of around 60 to 70,000, that's why he was able to beat the rest of the Ginyu Force. He did have a lot of trouble against Jason Birder, since when they team up they are an incredible duo, but Vegeta was able to do it barely. Captain Ginyu was too much for him though. But Goku then states that he's been holding back, but let's continue on. Captain Ginyu and Goku would continue fighting, as Captain Ginyu tells him to show him his full strength and stop holding back. Goku would then begin powering up just his base form, as his aura would begin sparking. As then, his power level shoots past well over 160,000 and his scouter explodes. Now, Captain Ginyu at this point was absolutely shocked, as he never thought that this was possible, someone stronger than him. Now this is when Captain Ginyu would then injure himself. Stabbing himself through his chest, he would then use the Change Now technique and steal Goku's body. Now that Captain Ginyu is in this new body, he would then aim his hand and try firing a Ki Blast right at Goku, but it wouldn't work. Goku would then smirk at him, even though he's gravely injured and he's kind of shocked in his body. He states, "That's not how it works. My energy is different than others, but you don't know how to use it because you've only been using your own." As The only person that can really take him on now, since he did trade bodies with Goku, is Vegeta. So Vegeta, since Captain Ginyu just swapped bodies, he's still really weak. So Vegeta would actually beat up Goku very badly, nearly killing the Saiyan, but this would then make Captain Ginyu try to steal Vegeta's body out of desperation. Goku would then jump in the way just in time and swap his bodies back. Goku now in his original body, Captain Ginyu would then try it again, until Trunks would then throw a normal frog in the air and it would swap bodies. So now Ginyu was stuck as a little toad, jumping away. So this is when Trunks would then take his father with the help of Yamcha, and they would then take Goku all the way over to Korn's tower to where they would give him sensu beans. Now Korn does have a few sensu beans left, but he's willing to give out one since Yajirobe continues eating his sensu beans and he doesn't like that. It took him so long to grow the whole pot of it and he ate it all. But he is willing to give him at least a few to try and help him out at least. But once when Goku was then being driven over there, Frieza arrived. Now once when Frieza arrived, this is when Goku and Vegeta would then begin teaming up. Now mind you, they can get Goku to Korn Tower very fast, especially with Trunks pulling his father as well. With Yamcha's help, they can get there pretty quickly. Now once when they came back, Goku even gave Vegeta a sensu bean just to be safe, and he told Vegeta that when you're in dire need and you're really injured, take this sensu bean. It will recover all of your energy. Now this is a little bit out of character why Goku's doing this for Vegeta, but he needs Vegeta. Vegeta is very powerful, and if they are able to fight Frieza, if Goku can't do it on his own, they might be able to use their Zenkai ability and get stronger, but that's only for emergency, as Goku only has 2 sensu beans. One for him and one for Vegeta. Once when Frieza would land, a few of the soldiers would then come out, Dodoria and Zarbon, but of course around this time, this is when we're going to have the Z Fighters fighting Frieza's soldiers, easily dispatching them without much of an issue, as the Frieza soldiers are very weak. He has a personal problem with Vegeta, the fact that he killed most of the Ginyu Force, but the Saiyan that he was most interested in was the one that looked a lot like his father. He remembers him from planet Vegeta when he destroyed him and he took his last stand against him. Must be an offspring of some kind. Frieza was very delighted, as he says, the last 2 to 3 Saiyans are all here. I can finally end this race. The last 2 full-blooded Saiyans are here. Now the race can be completely destroyed. This is when Frieza would then step out of his chair and he would begin his matchup. Now Vegeta would tell Kakarot to stand aside, let him do this. Now, Vegeta by this point would begin attacking Frieza, but with a power level of only 70 to 80,000, it's not enough to keep up with Frieza, who easily fires a death beam hitting Vegeta through the chest. Now, Goku was in shock to see Vegeta land in the rubble. Frieza would then state, now time to fight you. Until Vegeta in the rubble would then see that he's near death, he would then eat the sensu bean, smirking as he gets a big power increase. Vegeta would then explode out of the rubble with a new power level. He would then fly right in. Him and Frieza would then lock hands, and they were actually even in terms of power level. Vegeta got a massive buff. Frieza's scouter would then beat to being over 500,000, stating this is impossible, as his scouter would then explode. Now this is when Vegeta would then kneel in, giving a powerful knee to Frieza, sending him backwards. Now Frieza doesn't really have a choice, as Frieza would begin powering up. He would then go into his second form. Everybody would be shocked by the power that Frieza has, as his power level is well over 1,000,000 now. As there's nothing else that the Z Fighters can do, Goku would then step in to battle Frieza. Now Goku's gotten the biggest buff here. Now we know that in the original, when Goku got severely injured, his power level actually went up, from around 33 times stronger. Now if you do want to follow that same concept, which I'm not, Goku would already be a lot stronger than he originally was, as his battle power in base form is already nearly 200,000 already, so he would actually be pretty strong. And with Kaioken, he could theoretically beat Frieza if he really wanted to. But now, with Goku battling Frieza, Goku would then easily overpower Frieza's second form. As remember, Goku is much more stronger physically in terms of melee damage, but he is more susceptible to ki attacks, which is one of Frieza's main things. That makes Frieza a very deadly opponent. Once when Frieza would then fire his death beams or his attacks, Goku would do his best to dodge, as he tries to make sure that none of them do hit him, as it does more damage. Frieza notes on how durable this Saiyan is. Any attack that he throws at him, he kind of takes it very well. He's almost like a piece of rubber that just doesn't bend or break. It's so strange. As Goku was only getting stronger. Powering up to his full strength, he would outclass Frieza's second form entirely, as he would then fire a massive ki attack right at Frieza, putting some power into it, nearly killing Frieza, or so they thought. Once when the smoke cleared, Frieza would then stand up with some battle damage, spitting out some purple blood, stating that definitely hurt a bit. Frieza then tells him that he definitely deserves to see his true form. Frieza would then power up into his final form. Now reaching his true form, Frieza would begin his assault on Goku. The two of them begin trading blows back and forth, with Goku seemingly doing about the same as he did in the original fighting Frieza. Now Frieza exclaims that he's only been using a few percentage of his power. He hasn't even begun to tap into it. Frieza would then power up to 50% as he would begin to start overpowering Goku. Now Goku here can take more physical damage, so on durability level he's actually doing very well. But people don't know as well that Frieza is a rare specimen. Frieza can fight even when being cut in half and blown apart and surviving a Namekian planet explosion. He was still conscious, which is pretty insane. And the fact that Frieza being cut in half, given a little bit of energy of Goku, he was still able to shoot an energy beam, which is very impressive. But now getting back to Goku, Goku will continue battling Frieza, trying to do the best that he can. Now this is when Frieza would then fire a mean death beam. Now this death beam would hit Goku in the shoulder, wounding him pretty badly. Now Goku was running out of options here, as maybe he could take a sensu bean or something, but he doesn't know, and he wants to try and wait. Now when we are cutting forward, I remember, and I told you, that ever since Goku took the third sensu bean, he only has one left. He's trying to save it. He might have forgotten about it in his pocket though, knowing Goku. Now once when Frieza would then fire some more death beams hitting Goku, Goku doesn't have a choice but to try and use the Spirit Bomb. But it does take a while since he's not pure energy, he is a little bit more tainted heart, but he can still charge up quickly. Vegeta tells him that him and the others will try and distract him as much as he can. This is when Piccolo and the others would actually give all their energy to Vegeta to make him actually a lot stronger. This would then bump Vegeta up from around 500,000 to roughly around 800 to nearly 1,000,000, just so he can survive. Now this is when Vegeta would then fight Frieza to do everything in his power to keep him distracted, as Goku was charging up the Spirit Bomb, summoning all the power from within the universe to try and help him. The other Z fighters that are on the planet would try and help as much as they can. Vegeta was getting a beat down very similar to how he was during the Kid Buu arc, and Vegeta kept getting back up. As Goku would then see the Spirit Bomb was ready, he would then throw it right towards Frieza, and it would hit the Emperor, causing a humongous explosion, blowing everybody back. Now this is when Goku was nearly being drowned underwater because of the amount of energy. He has no energy left, until Vegeta would actually grab him and save his life, picking him up out of the water. Now Goku was kind of surprised that Vegeta would do that. Vegeta's not as bad as he says he is. But later on, everybody was super happy, as even Trunks, he would then run and hug his father, as Bulma would then land in her ship and yell at Goku for how idiotic that was. He could have destroyed the whole planet Earth with a shockwave that big. This is when they felt a spike in power, as then they look up and Krillin sees Frieza. Frieza actually thought that he was going to die from that attack. Frieza was very wounded, as everyone else has no energy. They gave all their energy to Vegeta, who has no energy now. Goku used the Spirit Bomb, he's all sapped out of energy. Frieza would then fire a Death Beam, and it would actually hit Vegeta, knocking him over. This would then make Goku very angry, as now Goku's the last Saiyan. Frieza would then look at Goku and state, but let's continue kind of stocking up the pile. This is when he would then aim a blast right at Trunks, and Goku would then tell Frieza to stop it. Bulma would actually get in front of her son, and this is when Bulma was then hit with the beam, and she would then fall over, nearly dead. Everybody was in shock, as Goku was having the same reaction as he was on Namek seeing Krillin dead, but even worse. Goku was beginning to power up, as lightning around him was shooting down. The lightning was blue in color, as this power was something else. Instead of a golden aura, it was blue, and it had red sparks shooting off his body. Goku was becoming something else. Goku's rage was higher than ever, as Trunks was crying holding his mother. Yamcha would then help them get everybody else out of here. As something happened, Piccolo and Krillin watched in shock, same with Tien and the others, as they then see Goku transform into a Super Saiyan. Vegeta was barely alive. He could just lift his head up as he laughed watching it. He actually sees it, a Super Saiyan. He can see it. Goku's blue hair and his eyes was pretty much the distinct copy of Super Saiyan Blue. But his hairstyle was more of the Super Saiyan level, with a different bang. Goku was pretty much in Super Saiyan Blue form, but just to clarify, he is a Super Saiyan, getting a 50 times boost. But now with Goku's form, he would then look at Frieza, and he would then appear right in front of him. Goku here is much stronger than he originally was, as he would then grab Frieza's hand, telling him no more. He would then tell Piccolo to get everybody away from this area, as he will handle it. Piccolo's not going to argue with this, getting Vegeta and everyone else out of the way, far away from here. As this is when Goku would then appear in front of Frieza, and they'll begin their matchup. Goku would humiliate Frieza, as Frieza, no matter what attacks he does, even key attacks, it's not damaging Goku at all. Goku's just too powerful. Goku would easily catch his attacks. Goku would deliver a powerful gut punch to Frieza, making the Emperor spit blood. As the Emperor would then fall over in agony about how strong he was, Goku would then tell him that you will now know the horrors, Frieza. He would then bulk in size even more and fly in, overpowering Frieza with ease. Frieza in desperation would then use his energy to push Goku with his psychic energy, shoving him into the planet Earth. Frieza was beginning to power up, as once when Goku gets out of the rubble, his top G was torn off by this point, watching Frieza powering up to his maximum. As King Kai would then chime in, telling Goku to attack him, do not let him reach his full power. Goku says, no way, I want to fight him when he's at his best. Now Frieza would not try to destroy planet Earth this time, and the reason for it is because Goku's not letting up on him. Remember here, this is Kakarot, not the version of Goku that we know. He's not going to be as messing around with Frieza as he was. He was completely annihilating Frieza. He's about to kill him. His Saiyan blood is boiling though, as the fact of Frieza powering up even more excites him. But he wants to beat Frieza at his absolute best. As this is when Frieza would finally reach his maximum. Frieza was kind of planning on destroying on the planet Earth because he was afraid, but for now, he's going to save that in his back pocket. But Goku's not going to let that happen, as once when Frieza would even try anything, he would defeat him. Goku would then charge in, as the two would begin trading blows back and forth, shaking the whole planet. As the other Z-Fighters were far away, they were watching the fight as best as they could barely even keep up at all. They were completely lost at this point by the speed that those two had. Frieza was able to keep up with Goku, but Goku was holding back. Goku would begin powering up as his rage was fueled even more, as Frieza made a grave mistake, telling Goku that he will destroy him, the same as Vegeta and that little blue-haired woman. Making Goku say, are you talking about Bulma? Don't you dare talk about her. Making Goku scream in rage, as his power levels even going even higher, as he reaches his full strength. Now in the original Namek Saga, Goku had a battle power of 150 million. Goku by this point, even if he was well over 6 to 10 million in power level, Frieza knows that he's screwed, as there's nothing that he can do. His power level is at least over 500 million, so Frieza would be easily outclassed by Goku. As even though Frieza would try everything in the book, he would even try summoning a death ball to destroy the planet, but Goku would appear in front of Frieza and stop that from happening. Goku here is not holding back against Frieza, and this Goku would not give Frieza the chance to even live. He was bored of him. He would then tell Frieza that you lost to a fighter who's superior to you, and he's just a monkey, right? Now you know what failure feels like. But less talk. You're going to die. This is when Goku would then fly in at full speed right at Frieza, telling him that it's over. He would then fly in, charging Kamehameha wave in one hand, firing it right in Frieza's face, completely obliterating the Emperor of the Universe. Now, once when all the smoke cleared, Goku would start to power down as he was completely exhausted, falling on his knees, panting. As then, he would then look up and see a ship comically crash nearby. As it was Jocko. Jocko would then jump out of the ship and he would tell everybody about how Frieza was going to be arriving shortly, and we all need to get prepared to fight. He would then look around and see, oh, there are Frieza soldiers everywhere, and oh, Frieza's ship's destroyed. As Goku would then laugh and tell him, "You're a bit late though, Jocko. It's good to see you again." Jocko was shocked that Goku actually beat Frieza, but he wasn't that surprised either. He was amazed with how strong the Saiyan was. If anybody could have beaten Frieza, it was him. Jocko definitely needs to investigate, and he definitely needs his report on what happened. As Goku is too tired to even talk, Piccolo will state that he will tell him. Or maybe even Tien or Krillin could, if anybody. Jocko would then try and take the credit for beating Frieza, because it's Jocko, but that would not happen. He would then state that he will put in a good word with the Galactic Patrol and tell him who actually beat Frieza. The universe is thankful of you. Goku would then pass out from pure exhaustion. Now, whoa, what about Bulma? Well, if you guys remember, Korn only allowed them to take a few senzu beans. If you remember, he does have more in his secret stash. Now, with the help of Yajirobe and the others, Yajirobe would actually appear in the hospital, and he would actually give Krillin another senzu bean. A few of them. He actually stole them from Korn. He was planning on eating them, but he noticed that his friends were in trouble, and Bulma needed some serious help. So, don't say he didn't do anything else for him ever again. And he would then run off. As Bulma was fully healed, the first thing she wants to do is that her son was okay, check on Goku. Goku was okay as he was in the hospital recovering, and they would give him a senzu bean as well. Goku was back up to full strength again and his all wounds were healed. They would then state, what about Vegeta? As Vegeta was still unconscious, Goku would then stand there making a hard decision. As Goku would then tell them that he knows what he must do. As Vegeta did technically save his life a few times, Vegeta did help him get his body back, and Vegeta also didn't destroy the planet, nor did he join with Frieza, and he did also save him from drowning after throwing the Spirit Bomb, when he didn't have to. So Goku would then give Vegeta a senzu bean, and Vegeta would then startlingly awaken, and he was back to full strength. Goku would then tell Vegeta that as long as he does not harm anybody, and start any devious stuff or anything like that, or any evil deeds, he is allowed to stay on this planet. But he can freely go if he wants. As Vegeta would then be kind of shocked that Goku would spare his life, he would then be more shocked that Goku turned to a Super Saiyan. He needs to ask him, how did he do it? But he'll save that for now. Vegeta decides to stay, as where else can he really go? Now, of course, Bulma's not going to want Vegeta to stay at her building. Though Goku doesn't really care, Bulma doesn't trust Vegeta. So the only place that Goku can think of is go over to Mount Pazu, and that's where my grandfather's home is at. It's secluded and it's a safe place. You can live on your own there, and you can always come and always fly by and train with you if you ever need. And Bulma, I can ask Bulma to maybe give you some technological stuff to help you out. Vegeta wants the gravity room, and he wants one badly. Goku promises that he will give him one. Now, once Vegeta does fly up to Mount Paozu, he actually does meet Chi-Chi, and the two actually fight. As Chi-Chi thinks that he's some like weird alien weird guy or bandit, she would actually continue attacking Vegeta, who was not fazed by her attacks, calling her a stupid woman. Over time, the two would start getting closer together, and those two would actually begin dating and liking each other. So Vegeta and Chi-Chi actually become a thing, and I feel like they're better suited for each other given their personalities. Now that we are going now all the way back, this is when some changes are going to occur, because what about the future? As far off in the distance, a man would then appear from the time machine, and he would then step out. There was a big problem, as this man wasn't in the usual time machine. No. He was from something else entirely. He wore a black jacket, and he brandished his Z-sword. This man was Trunks, but this is not the Trunks that we know of. This version of Trunks here is from the Xenoverse timeline. This Trunks here is Xeno Trunks. He is disturbed and see that the Supreme Kai sent him here because of this negative key power. And this power is becoming a big problem. And he needs to fix it before it's too late. He needs to find out the source of this power, where it came from. He would then quickly gather intel, and he saw the fight between Goku and Frieza. He sees that Goku has this negative like energy. It's almost demonic. He would then need to talk to Goku to maybe try and help him fix this problem, since the being like Demigra and the others are beginning to grow in power as well. Trunks would then find the Goku that he is looking for, as Trunks has finally arrived in this timeline. He doesn't have much time, which is a strong word, as Demigra is only growing stronger as he's battling the Time Controller as we speak. He only has one option. He would then find the nearest Goku that he could, and he notices that this Goku is different. He can absorb negative energy. His ki is kind of the opposite of what normal ki is. That could work in their favor. It's the only other choice that he has, as all the other Gokus currently he cannot reach in time. They've already been closed off by Demigra's power. He would then instantly teleport Goku, who was in the middle of training with his son, as Goku would then appear in the middle of nowhere. He would then be floating in nothingness. It was just solid black color. He would look around and see what's happening, as he would then see Trunks. Trunks would then explain to him everything that he can. Goku has no clue what this time mumbo-jumbo stuff is, but in short terms, Trunks basically explains to him that I need your help, and listen, I need you to help this Time Patroller. Goku instantly recognizes that he looks familiar. He looks just like his son, but there's no time for that now. He asks Goku to help. If they don't defeat this guy called Demigra, he's an evil god, all of time will be destroyed. Goku instantly agrees, and we would have the same fighting scene that we had in Xenoverse, where Goku would help the Time Patroller battle Demigra. Now we know that Goku went Super Saiyan 3 in this, but in this timeline he doesn't. So when Goku actually helped battles Demigra, Goku would then go Super Saiyan, which it looks like Super Saiyan Blue, but it is not, just to clarify for people. It's Super Saiyan, but the opposite. His colors are inverted, because he's using negative energy. So his hair is actually blue, and the aura is blue. Just to clarify. And if he went Super Saiyan Blue, the color would actually be red, because the inverted color of blue is red. So just for people to explain. I know it's confusing, but just for you guys to know. Goku would be battling Demigra next to the Time Patroller, as during this time, he's actually been absorbing the negative energy around him. Demigra had a lot of it. As Goku was only growing stronger and stronger, at first he was being completely outclassed by Demigra, to where now he was overpowering him. Once Demigra transformed into his full power, he would turn the tides on Goku and the Time Patroller once again. Until both of them would continue getting stronger, Goku was absorbing so much energy that it was insane. As remember, Goku here is way more durable and way more powerful. Goku would start to overpower it. With the help of the Time Patroller, using a full power Kamehameha, they would defeat Demigra, killing him. Now, Goku during this whole time was really satisfied that he fought somebody so strong, and Goku got insanely powerful from this. As Goku doesn't really know what else to do now, Trunks would then thank him, and he would then tell him that he's very proud. As Goku was confused, Trunks would then state that everybody will remember what you did, and then Goku would then reappear back in his world. He was very confused, but Trunks would have told him to never say what happened, and to please promise that to him. Goku understands. Now, most of the timeline would have gone similar for Goku, as they would have continued training. Now, Trunks would have already warned him about the androids appearing, since remember, this future Trunks is not appearing. So, this timeline, it is actually Xeno Trunks who warned Goku, not the future Trunks that you guys know of. There was no time machine that went back, so it was Xeno Trunks that warned Goku. So now that Goku knows about it, Goku knows, and yes, I know there are the rules about, oh, you're not allowed to interfere with time, but I feel like Trunks would do this because it's Trunks. He's done it before to where he nearly collapsed about Gohan. I feel like Trunks would do this since not even the Supreme Kai of Time is actually there. So Goku secretly knows that something is coming. But once when those 2 to 3 years pass, once when Goku had told all his friends about it, they arrived, there was no androids. Now Goku was confused. That's what that one guy said, that there were androids, but there isn't any. Remember, this version of Goku is different. He's not really Goku, and more or less he's Kakarot. Goku here, when he fought the Red Ribbon Army, he did not just defeat a few of them to just survive. He hunted them. Remember how strong he was, and I stated before in part 1 that he purposely went after all of them, destroying the whole Red Ribbon Army in his way, as he doesn't want them to get in his way and become a problem later. That's something that Goku was very naive and he didn't really think about. So Dr. Gero was actually killed. So that means there are no androids and there's no Cell. So Krillin does not get the W this time. He'll go with somebody else though, I'm sure. Maybe not as good, but somebody else. So Goku would then look around, and the only theory that Goku would think, and with Piccolo's help, is maybe that Trunks guy was wrong, or Maybe him going in his mind to that timeline maybe changed some things. Maybe it affected to where these androids won't appear. But just to be safe, he has Bulma look into it, and she confirms that Dr. Gero did have a secret lab, but there wasn't really anything in there. No androids, no nothing, as Dr. Gero wouldn't have had time to even prepare the androids. There was some early models, like Ader and stuff like that, and some robots, but nothing as advanced like that, nothing past that, which kind of bummed Goku out a little bit. He was really hoping for it. Now, what about the heart virus? Now, I feel like in this timeline, if Goku did get the heart virus, then he would have passed away, unfortunately. Or would he? In this timeline, when Goku actually gets the heart virus, and I believe he falls, I feel like during this time, there were already cases about the heart virus happening. And I feel like Bulma would already have a cure made. Even if Goku did not get the medicine, then Goku unfortunately would pass away. But in this timeline, I'm going to follow what if they already had the medicine already. We're changing up the story a lot here, so Goku would have had the medicine, though it's early development, and there was a 50-50% chance that it might not work, as it's still early. But they were able to develop it, and Goku was able to survive. Since there was no Cell and no androids, this means that the Cell arc would never happen. Of course, this changes the timeline massively, but we all know. Goku would then continue training with his son, and then they would have another child named Bra. Now Goku would then train with the two, as 7 years would then pass. The same events would happen, unless Goku would then die and come back, which that does not happen in this timeline. Goku would not have 24 hours with Baba. Goku would then meet up with all of his friends for the World Martial Arts Tournament. Now Vegeta in this timeline is a little bit less arrogant, and he's not as hurting pride as he was. He does want to surpass Kakarot and beat him. Now Vegeta by this point does have Super Saiyan, and the two have already had their little dream match. Once when Vegeta would have unlocked it on his own, he definitely would have unlocked it and went to fight Goku. I definitely feel like Goku would still win and defeat Vegeta. This would then confirm to him that Goku is the best and he is #1. Now Trunks by this point can already turn into a Super Saiyan, and Trunks being a teenager now, he would still go to Orange Star High School. No, he would not become the Great Saiyaman, and he's not as per se as hidden as Gohan was. He's not afraid to hide his power as much as he would have turned Super Saiyan, not really to hide his appearance like how Gohan did. He would have just easily defeated the guys in his way with his cool sword, and that is when he would have met Videl as well. Now you could say that Trunks would even get with Videl, as those two have a very similar personality, but we'll get into that one later, as Trunks would excel in Orange Star High School, being very gifted anyway, with Bulma as his mother, so school's not much of a problem with him, and Trunks would actually get along with everybody, because Trunks is not really a geek or a dork. He's actually really strong, and he's a bit of like the popular kid, the frat boy. So yeah, Trunks is no joke. And Trunks has kept his training up too, training with his dad all the time in gravity. Trunks is not a weakling at all. Trunks is insanely strong. Once when they were all in, they would then meet the Supreme Kai. Now this is when Trunks would then see that Videl was gravely wounded, and this would anger him immensely, as Videl is his close friend. This is when Trunks would then showcase Super Saiyan to Kibito. And it's the same scene with Gohan, but Trunks is so strong that even Super Saiyan is stronger than how Super Saiyan 2 Gohan was. Remember, Trunks has just as much potential as Goten and Gohan. I would say Goten has more. But Trunks is no joke. He's been training for all these years, growing immensely strong. But, unfortunately, those two would then take Trunks' energy, and they would then sap all of his power out of him with the machine. The same scene would then follow, with them following Spopovich and Yamu all the way towards Bobby's ship, which this is what the Supreme Kai wanted, as the Supreme Kai would have held Trunks back with his magic, because they needed to follow Bobby's ship. Now once when Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, and Trunks, who's recovered, would all arrive, they would then easily dispatch Pui Pui and Yakon, as those two were easy. Now what about attacking their hearts? Babidi, I feel, would definitely go after Vegeta first, as he has the most tainted heart. But Vegeta would not allow it to happen. Vegeta does not allow himself to be taken over by Babidi because he already lost to Goku and he's accepting of it. Babidi would still even try to take over Goku and even Piccolo, who both have evil in their hearts a little bit, but unfortunately they would both overpower it. Babidi ran out of options as there's nothing that he can do. This is when Deborah would then be sent to go after the others. Now this is when Trunks would then battle Dabura, and Dabura would then shoot a spit, which Piccolo would actually get in the way and to be turned to stone. Now Trunks in Super Saiyan would easily overpower Dabura, as Trunks is insanely powerful by his own. Dabura would have no chance, and Trunks would have killed him in battle. But since Trunks' energy was taken, and there was so much of it, it was more than enough to revive Majin Buu. Now that Majin Buu was revived, this is when Goku and Vegeta would then play paper, rock, scissors to see who would go up against Buu first. And Vegeta won, which this sucks for Goku, but Vegeta finally gets a turn. Vegeta would then turn Super Saiyan and begin attacking Majin Buu. Now Vegeta is incredibly strong here. Having Goku to fight around, he does get good Zenkais, and he even trains with Trunks. Now Vegeta does have a child of his own, and you could say that maybe she would still name him Gohan, but no. That is up to you guys in the comments. What would you name Vegeta's child? Now remember that Chi-Chi would call them Einstein. I don't think Vegeta would do that. Vegeta would probably think of a more of a Saiyan name to name the child. But you guys let me know down below, what would Vegeta's child name be? Now, Vegeta's child is not in this timeline because remember, Chi-Chi here is kind of spoiling the child since the child is only a couple years old. So the child will be around Goten's age, maybe they're best friends with Trunks, but other than that, the child I guess would be similar to how Trunks is or Goten, and is very sheltered since Chi-Chi wants him to become a great scholar. So just to explain that to you, unfortunately Vegeta's kid is getting the Gohan treatment currently. Maybe down the line it'll be better. Now, cutting back towards Majin Buu, Vegeta would be attacking Majin Buu with everything that he had, even turning Super Saiyan 2. As during 7 years, he can definitely unlock his power. Now, Vegeta was immensely strong. He was near the levels of his Majin form, but not just there. As Majin Buu would still overpower him, this is when Trunks would then come in and tell his father to let him fight Majin Buu. Goku would allow him, as Goku wants his children to grow up to be able to take care of themselves and have some fun. As Goku can easily kill Majin Buu without much of a thought, he absorbed a lot of power from Demigra, and Goku's gotten immensely strong. So, once when Trunks would then go attack Majin Buu, he would then turn into a Super Saiyan 2, and he would begin attacking Majin Buu. Trunks with his sword would then slice Majin Buu into tons of pieces, as Majin Buu was being overpowered by Trunks. Trunks was not holding back against Buu, but Goku can sense that Buu is not all that evil. But Goku's not going to take any chances here, because even though Majin Buu's not all evil, he is still a threat, and Goku's not going to take any chances. Goku would then take this chance to then kill Babidi already, as remember Goku's not as nice as he originally is, as he sometimes gives people a second chance, but not as much. He knows that Majin Buu is way too dangerous, and even if they did free him, his childish nature could be too dangerous. He could sneeze the wrong way and destroy the planet. And he wants Trunks to get this win for himself. So, Trunks would then charge up all of his energy as Goku tells him to finish it. Trunks would then fire a massive Kamehameha, hitting Majin Buu full force, and it would completely obliterate Majin Buu, killing him. This means that there was no Super Buu, Buuhan, Buu-Tenks, and Kid Buu. This also means that there's no Oob or Maju, unfortunately. Now you could say Goku could ask to maybe come back as somebody good one day, but I don't think that would happen, nor would really King Yemma want to do something like that, or the dragon. Doesn't matter. Fortunately, there's no Oob. So, peace was finally restored, and the Supreme Kai was very grateful in this, and he would thank Goku and the others. He would even offer, maybe, to go train, and Goku would not turn this down, same with Vegeta, and same with Trunks. So, they would all go to Supreme Kai's world and begin their training. Now, out of the whole bunch, Goku was already immensely strong in his own right, but they could maybe teach him a thing or two. The Supreme Kai would even see Goku's full power, and he would tell him that there's not much that I can really teach you. But Vegeta, and mainly Trunks, definitely. Vegeta's a natural prodigy already, and Trunks has that hybrid potential, and he already uses a sword. Now, Vegeta's not a sword guy, so he tells Trunks to have it. So Trunks in Super Saiyan will be able to remove the Z-Sword, and when they're messing around with it using Ketchum, which is the strongest metal in the universe, they would accidentally destroy the sword, thus bringing out Elder Kai. Now, Elder Kai would then offer Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks to unlock their potentials, but Goku would actually decline it. And even though he declined it, and that's not much in Goku's nature, remember here, even if Elder Kai would look at him, he states, well, I kinda can't. They would wonder why, and he says, well, because your energy is completely different than anything I've ever felt before. I don't think me doing that ritual will really unlock anything. Your potential will be unlocked another way, I believe, but these two I can do it the normal way. You're a bit weird. Which kind of offended Goku, but he'll let it go. As with Vegeta and Trunks, he would then unlock their potentials using their potential unleash form. So Vegeta has gotten immensely powerful, Trunks has sufficed from it the most. As he has the most potential, he would become amazingly strong, much stronger than Mystic Gohan was, nearing the levels of Buhan in power. Vegeta by this point, with the Mystic form, would be around Super Buu's level, maybe a little bit stronger, maybe around Buu-Tank's. So he's right behind Trunks. And the two would then test their forms out fighting each other and also fighting Goku, who would admit that they are incredibly strong. So, right after this, they would all head back home after thanking the Kais, were thanking them graciously for defeating Majin Buu, as that was a threat to the universe. Far away, a purple cat was taking a nice, long slumber, but he would then awaken having visions of a Super Saiyan God, a being that can give him a true challenge. Now, Whis would then chime in that Frieza was defeated by a Saiyan. It would be the same scenario of what happened originally, with the same dialogue, as Beerus was shocked that Frieza would lose to a Saiyan, but how is that possible? Now, Whis would then explain that, well, this mortal is strange. And apparently, he was even able to absorb negative energy. His ki's like the opposite of what it should be. It's very strange, never seen nothing like it. This intrigued Beerus immensely. He would then state where they all are, and they would state that they are on planet Earth. Beerus would then head right there. So this means that he never had the King Kai fight against Goku, but we're going to get to that one shortly. Now Goku was there as he needed to be. It's Bulma's 38th birthday party, and they were all enjoying having a great time. Now Beerus would arrive just like before. Now this timeline, Goten and Trunks did not ruin Beerus' pudding or Majin Buu in the movie. So Beerus would actually have a good time. He would eat all the earth food and dance as well for people, having a good time. But his main goal is still here. He tells Goku and the others that he wants to fight a Super Saiyan God, and he challenges Goku first. Now Beerus does not sense any God Ki, but not even Beerus can sense his power. It's strange. It's not God energy, but it's something else. He even asked Whis if he can sense it, and Whis says no. Goku would never turn down a challenge. Vegeta was terrified of Beerus as he knows how strong he is. Goku would then fly up and burst into his Super Saiyan form, attacking Beerus. Now Beerus was blocking the attacks with ease, as though Goku has gotten much stronger. Nearing the levels of his Super Saiyan God strength, he would be able to hold his own against Beerus pretty well, but we know that Beerus is much more powerful than that. So unfortunately, Beerus would overpower Goku. Goku would even ascend, going into Super Saiyan 2, which will give him a little edge for a little bit, but then Beerus was starting to get kind of bored. He doesn't have God Ki. Come on, man, show him something. Now, this is when Goku would have no other options. He would then tell Beerus, let's use the Dragon Balls, maybe we can figure something out with that. Once when they summoned Shenron, Shenron would then explain the Super Saiyan God tale just like the original. So, they have enough Saiyans, they would then all gather around Goku and then turn him into the Super Saiyan God. Now, wait a minute, what does Super Saiyan God look like? Well, this version of Goku is basically going to look the exact same as he originally did, but the color is going to be very, very different. Goku's hair color is going to be blue. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? And it's also the same thing for yellow as well. Yellow is a bluish color, more of a darkish blue. But solid red is actually a very, very light blue color. So, Goku's Super Saiyan God form, instead of red, is nice, bright blue. So, Goku would then battle Beerus, and he would actually hold very well. The Super Saiyan God power giving him energy he's never felt before, Goku is much stronger, well over his strength as the original Super Saiyan God in the original timeline. He was already at that level as a Super Saiyan 2, imagine with the God boost. He would give Beerus an immensely fun fight. Even though Goku would then lose the power, even in Super Saiyan 2 he grew much stronger, absorbing the strength within it, and he would still battle Beerus, giving Beerus an amazingly fun fight. But unfortunately, Beerus would then state that this is over, you're gassed out, and he would defeat Goku. This is one of the rare times that Goku actually loses, as Goku's never encountered somebody so strong like Beerus. Now, the same events would happen to where Goku and Vegeta would then go train with Beerus and Whis. Trunks would then stay behind as he had to finish up school, as Bulma still thinks that's pretty important, but she does tell Trunks to continue training, so he is strong enough when the time does come. When Goku and Vegeta continued their training under Whis, the same events would happen to where they would unlock their Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan forms. But once when they unlock these forms, there's a bit of a difference. Vegeta's form is blue, as it looks like Goku's other forms. Goku's Super Saiyan quote-unquote blue form is inverted, so it's called Super Saiyan Red, for short. So with Goku's Super Saiyan Red form, Goku at this point was immensely strong. The Super Saiyan Red form increasing his strength much more as a Super Saiyan God. And Vegeta, even though he does have new power, this is when we would then have Frieza. Because if you guys remember, Frieza would still come back and he would begin training for the next few months to grow stronger, unlocking his golden form. Once when they would arrive, Vegeta would tell Goku that he wants to fight first. Now, cutting back a few more minutes, we would still have Trunks in his Mystic form battling all the other Frieza soldiers with ease, and he would actually be able to battle Final Form Frieza pretty well and not be completely humiliated like how Gohan was. And Trunks was strong enough to hold Frieza off for Goku and Vegeta to arrive back on time so they can fight. So now cutting back forward, Goku was very proud of his son, but let them stand back and handle this. As Vegeta would then take this chance, he's been waiting for this. Vegeta would then turn Super Saiyan Blue as Frieza went into his golden form, and the two would fight. The fight would go very similar to how Goku and Frieza did, with Frieza being a little bit stronger than Vegeta at first. Now Vegeta would start to notice that something's happening to Frieza. He's not used to his power, so Frieza's power level was dropping quickly. Now this is when Goku would then butt right into Vegeta, just like how he did in the original with opposites were reversed. Vegeta had his turn, now it's his turn. Now Vegeta says that's not fair, he's already weakened, he can beat him on his own. And of course, Goku would say fine, you know what, fine. He would then land as Vegeta would continue having his time to shine. Now once when Frieza was out of his golden form being desperate, he would still blow up the planet Earth. But Whis did save them, reversing time by 5 minutes, telling Goku to handle this. Goku would then fly in and completely obliterate Frieza, thus being the same thing as the original. Frieza had no chance, unfortunately, especially against Goku. But Goku was amazed with how strong Frieza got within a few months. It's incredible. But now that Frieza was gone, what now? Well, Beerus would still be fighting with Champa over Universe 7 and Universe 6. Now, the Universe 6 and 7 arc would go pretty similar, with them all jumping into the tournament. It's just here, the characters are much stronger. Trunks would also even replace Piccolo as well, and Trunks would even do very well. I definitely think he would probably fight somebody more like Vegeta to replace Vegeta, and Trunks would still win, and the thing with Frost would still go the same. Now, the main characters, as we all know, Vegeta would still fight Kaba, is Hit. Now, once when Hit fights Vegeta first, Vegeta would still be overwhelmed and be defeated. Since Vegeta's never seen that ability before, he wasn't prepared. Now with Goku seeing it once, he would easily overpower Hit with his speed. Going Super Saiyan God, he would overpower Hit and defeat him within the first minute, knocking Hit out of the ring and being the winner. Now Beerus would not have Monako around, as there's no need, Goku's already strong enough, and he's only growing stronger. So Beerus would still use the Dragon Balls to wish back their Earth, as to being the nice brother that he is. They would still meet Zeno, and Goku would still become best friends with him. Now Goku wouldn't be as super polite, but he'll still be really nice to them, and Zeno would think of him as a nice friend. Now we're going to be cutting forward. What about the Goku Black arc? Now Goku Black would still be taking over the body of Goku from the same timeline that he followed, so it won't be this version of Goku, as Goku Black wouldn't know how to use that negative energy. It wouldn't make any sense. So Zamasu and Goku Black would still show up. Now hold on, what about Trunks, as wasn't that the whole point about how Trunks meddled with time? Yes and no. Since Zeno Trunks broke some rules and he went through other timelines once again, even though Supreme Kai told him not to, Zamasu would have caught wind of this, I believe, through God Tube, if you guys know what that is, and he would have caught the ripples effect of it. This is when Zamasu, in my opinion, would still have the Zero Morals plan, and he still would have enacted on it either way. So, this is when Goku Black would then show up. Now, they don't have time machines to go to different timelines, but with the time rings, Goku Black and Zamasu would arrive at that time, and they would fight the Z Fighters. Now, Goku Black, even though he would have Super Saiyan Rose and Zamasu would be immortal, it doesn't matter, unfortunately. Goku would easily overpower mainly Goku Black, who was not immortal, and he would kill him before they even do the fusion. Now, you could say that, well, now Zamasu's immortal. What are they going to do? And technically, Beerus can't really destroy Zamasu because the Super Dragon Balls are above him, and he can't really destroy immortal people like that. That wouldn't make any sense. Now, this is when I believe that Goku would still have that Zeno button, that he would still meet Zeno and play with him for a little bit. Being desperate, he would then tell Zeno about how bad that guy is and he needs to destroy only him. Zeno this time around would agree and kill Zamasu, wiping him out completely. And in return, Goku promises to play hide and seek with him for the next couple of days, which Zeno would accept, and Goku would begin playing hide and seek with him for the next few days. Now, this version of Goku is not as much as a goofy goober, so he would not basically be throwing out the idea of a whole massive tournament idea. So in reality, the Tournament of Power would not happen, as Goku's not as childish in this show, and he wouldn't say something like that knowing what the consequences are going to be. So the Tournament of Power would never happen. This means that Frieza was never resurrected, so he stays dead in hell. Now, this also means that the Broly movie would not happen, because, again, Broly was not found by Frieza, so there would be no need. So Broly and Paragus would be on planet Vampa, and Chi-Lai and Lemo would meet them, you could say they can, and they would just maybe go on adventures with them, and Broly might be even joining the Galactic Patrol, or he just becomes best friends and he finds his own destiny. And he kind of becomes a savior of the universe in his own right, but not in terms of that route to where Frieza corrupts him and tries to turn him to a legendary Super Saiyan to fight Goku and Vegeta. Since those two are now done, what about the Granola arc? Well, since Frieza is dead, Granola wouldn't really have a reason to kind of go after them. And even if he did know about the Saiyans, and just for laughs, even if Granola did go after them, I feel like he would still lose in the end, because even if Goku and Vegeta would have lost, especially if Gas made the same wish, Beerus would have defeated them in his own right because they're in balance to the universe. Now, what about Moro? Now, since Goku does not have Ultra Instinct, you could say that even though Beerus does train with Goku to help him, I feel like Goku fighting Moro would be able to unlock Ultra Instinct for the first few times, and he would overpower Moro and kill him. Or, if Goku would still even lose against that version of Moro, then Beerus would step in and defeat him using the Hakai ability. So Beerus would be the MVP near the end route, but I think that definitely Vegeta would also get Ultra Ego. Goku would start to learn Ultra Instinct, especially if he fought Moro, who pushed him past his limit for sure. So, and currently Dragon Ball Daima is not done yet, so we don't know the future of that. And that is it for this series, you guys. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you all later.